YouTube! What the crap's going on? HeirofCarthage here. Gonna be doing a live commentary battle. I'm gonna be playing against the vampires. I'm gonna roll with Greenskins. Haven't used the Greenskins in a while. So let's see. Orc Biggins, damage dealer, bigger and arter. Savage orcs. Savage orc Biggins. Black orcs. So the vampires don't have missiles, so I don't have to worry about being well armored. Taking a lot of these damage dealing units is probably going to be preferable for me. So I'm thinking, what, 4 of these guys, 4 of these guys. A couple of those savage orcs. We're going to need some... these savage orc air boys are going to be getting the most... Well, orc air boys get a decent amount of damage done in a short amount of time, too. Or should I do the Goblin Spider Riders? They get around the battlefield better. Just trying to think through this. I want Azag on his Skull Muncha Wyvern so we can try to counter Von Karstein, and I'm going to actually get a couple of Doom Divers. Let's get 3 Doom Divers, actually. I wish I could afford an Arachnarok here, too. Let's drop one of these guys. I'm going to chuck in an Arachnarok. Let's dump a Doom Diver. And... weak leadership, but we can get... No, I can't quite get 3 of them. That's unfortunate. Let's dump that other Savage Orc. So now, got the Doom Divers. I don't see light cavalry being particularly helpful against the vampires because they don't have skirmishers, so I'm not going to worry about the light cavalry. Let's just get some orc air boys. There we go. I want some skirmishers, and I got the Arachnarok for monster killing. Let's give it a shot. And then Azag on his Skull Muncha. The biggest problem he's going to face is he's going to be pretty outranged by Von Karstein. I think Von Karstein's Spirit Leech actually has 200 range, and I don't think it's the same for Azag. And I also want to say that Von Karstein's probably slightly better in melee, if indeed he brings... bringing a vampire army without Von Karstein right now is not common or recommended by me, at least. Frenzy, Warpaint. How are these guys doing on leadership? 65 leadership. These guys 60, 65 bigger and arter. I'm going to put my bigger and arter guys here in the center. I want to spread out and make the... I want to make the vampires have to work for it here. Let's get my Doom Divers set. Okay, got my Arachnarok. I don't know how this will work out or not, but let's just see. Okay, what does he got? He's got Cryptors aplenty, Skeleton Warrior. So he's just using Cryptors with Skeleton Warriors, and then he's got a Vampire on a Hellsteed, and then his it's just Von Karstein on a Hellsteed too. So he's gone with the Hellsteed instead of the Wizard. I'm gonna let my Doom Diver start fighting. My Arachnarok ought to... This is an interesting army he's brought. Okay, my missile units ought not to stand forward at this point. I'm going to keep them towards the back. Let's check the range on my Spirit Leech. It's only 100 meters, and I'm thinking it's 200 on Von Karstein. That's a lot of Cryptors. That's a whole lot of Cryptors. Very unconcerned about the skeletons. So I'm just going to let my Doom Divers do what damage they can do to the skeletons. Might as well. I'm going to actually start swinging my Arachnarok out and around. I need to keep Azag clear of the Spirit Leech. He's probably going to try and use it on my Arachnarok. We'll see. Gonna keep Azag back for a minute. Let's get all my infantry. I'm gonna hard group them. Alright. Infantry charge forward. Missiles. Focus all your fire on Von Karstein. Doom Divers, focus on Von Karstein. Azag, you can come back up. Arachnarok, swing around. Okay, I just did like an AI charge there, so I don't know if it's really going to work out well or not. Let's get into the back of these Cryptors. The Arachnarok. I'm trying to take down Von Karstein with my Error Boys. They're not doing a lot of damage, but I need to get in here anyway. I'm going to have to take the risk of getting Spirit Leeched. Drop a Fate of Buna over there. Okay, the Vampire Wizard. I'm going to come down in here. I don't know why his Wizard's landing in the middle of my army. I think that was a mistake. My Arachnarok is over here helping out against the Cryptors, and my Savage Orcs are holding up fairly well, all things considered. I used Fate of Buna over here. It doesn't look like it's having a huge effect on the Cryptors because they regenerate, but at least it'll slow them down. But I'm about to wrap up Von Karstein here with Skullmuncher. Oh yeah, that's bad for the vampires. Vampires are in bad shape now. I'm gonna bring Skullmuncher down in here on these. Or actually, no, keep moving. This let's get Fate of Buna back up and drop it on these guys. Arachnarok is definitely helping, but these Cryptors are going to be hard to mop up. They are going to be hard to mop up. So even with Fate of Buna, these guys regenerate. I'm going to get in here and try and mop up these Cryptors, get a nice back charge with Skullmuncher. Let's get these Doom Divers back a little. And Error Boys are trying to take out the Vampire Wizard. Doing really... Actually, the Arachnarok has tanked it out over here. Error Boys are getting the job done. Let's put these guys on skirmish. Okay, yeah, go ahead and skirmish. Okay, these Cryptors are crumbling. How's Azag do? Oh, Azag's getting trashed. These Cryptors are not going down easy. Azag is getting wailed on pretty hard here. Okay, let's get Azag back in the air because we just finished off the Cryptors. Okay, start slinging arrows in on these guys. I'm taking a beating from his Cryptors. My Arachnarok is going to be the only thing to help tank this out. I've got to keep Azag safe, and he is safe. The vampires have nothing to counter him, and my missiles are now going to show their value here. Okay, so he admits defeat, and he probably was going to be defeated at that point. I got really lucky there of a couple of things, and it was really the fact that he did not effectively Spirit Leech my guy when he outranged him. He definitely should have used Spirit Leech on Azag, so huge mistake on his part. Like the Cryptors, and you can see that they were getting work done. At the same time, you can see that my infantry was also getting some work done, except for where they were facing blindly against Cryptors. But yeah, I mean, the skeletons obviously got completely crunched. The missiles came in handy because they did a ton of damage to his vampire, and they also lured in Von Karstein. And I'll say the same thing for the Doom Divers, who actually killed quite a few units considering they didn't fire for that long. So actually kind of an impressive performance out of them. Let's go back and just kind of watch the replay. I like doing this because it'll help show me a few things close up that maybe I didn't catch during the battle. Plus, these battles don't take that long. Like I said, though, I'm pretty sure that if my opponent had... I don't mind him bringing Von Karstein on the Hellsteed. It saves money over the Zombie Dragon, and that can be helpful. And the Zombie Dragon's not, like, a whole heck of a lot better. But, I mean, the Cryptors here are brutal. This is a huge line of Cryptors. He's got 7 of them? Yeah, 7 Cryptors. Really like that he's just shielding them with skeleton warriors. These guys are nice, nice fodder units. They don't rout because they're undead. Yes, they can crumble, but if they get supported by a unit like Cryptors, they can dish some serious damage. Really like that setup. So, I mean, just from my end, again, I brought a ton of infantry because I knew the vampires would probably be pretty infantry heavy. Most of my guys are going to be great at dealing damage to infantry. Check out these savage orcs. Really cool looking unit. I like a lot of the orc models. These orc biggins, these guys also looking very sweet. Skull Muncher with Azag on his back. Oh, yeah, you got to like that. Check him out looking at the camera there. Yeah, that wyvern is awesome. Then we got the Orc Error boys back here. The Doom Divers are ever fun. These guys just launching themselves into combat and then crashing into their victims. Yeah, Cryptors regenerate, and that's actually one of the things that can make them, well, there's a couple things that make them good. Number one, they're pretty good against armor. But keep in mind, my Savage Orcs don't have armor, so it won't matter in that sense. But the fact that these guys regenerate makes them very dangerous. Because if a unit can't deal enough damage to them fast enough, they'll just regenerate. And they'll start dishing out a ton of damage. And that's what they're meant for, is they dish it out. Now, they don't do well particularly just, you know, thrown straight into a fight. See, right here where he rushed forward, both of his units have Spirit Leech. And I assume he was coming in to Spirit Leech me. Let's see what, if anything, he did. He buffed this unit here. No Spirit Leech anywhere on me. Very odd choice. Very odd choice. And you can see the skeletons absolutely getting throttled by my Orc Biggins. But out here, again, I mean, his Cryptors are going to come in here and just put an absolute beating on me. The skeletons were no match at all, but I mean, again, Cryptors. Just look at the damage these guys are dealing out. And Savage Orcs are a damage dealer themselves. So to have a unit just come in here and start tossing these guys around, I mean, it's definitely a capable unit. So yeah, all my arrow fire lures Von Karstein in here, and here he comes on his Hellsteed. Gonna knock a bunch of my orcs back there. And then his Vampirus comes in here as well. So here she is looking particularly demonic here on her Hellsteed as well. So she's gonna do some damage, but then Skull Muncher comes right in Von Karstein. And I'm gonna start pushing him around. He's lining up a spell here. Yeah, there never was a Spirit Leech on Skull Muncher, which very fortunate for me. So easily able to take down on Karstein. I very much underestimated these Cryptors when I bring Azag down here. I go ahead and line up the Fate of Unit. But yeah, I mean, look at this, man, just crunching their way through whole units of, yeah, I'm poisoned. So look at what all the stuff it does there. That's, wow. That's brutal. The poison really hurts your stats. Look at that. That's brutal. So another reason why Cryptors are good at supporting infantry. They can help the other infantry do better. So I've used Fate of Unit, and it definitely tears these guys down, but their regeneration also helps pick them back up. And their poison is going to affect my Azag the Slaughter, but Azag here is going to be dishing out some pretty substantial damage of his own. But whenever those buffs wore off there, you see that come down substantially. So he started doing a ton of damage at first, but then it's going to slow down significantly. Though in total, you can see he is wreaking more damage on these guys than they can repair. And it's causing them to crumble, which makes them fight less effectively, so their leadership is through the ground. But I mean, very close to losing Azag and Skull Muncher there. Let's check this out here. These Cryptors that got into my Error boys in the center. These guys, though, can just back off and start firing in. And these Cryptors are not armored, so they're going to take a lot of damage from missile units. That's going to be one of their weaknesses. So yeah, you can see that only 40 armor on these guys, which is pretty low. So they're definitely going to eat it. And Skull Muncher's alive, so we're in good shape. The Doom Diver catapults are alive, and that's, of course, where he admits defeat. So, like I said, a few things definitely went fortunate for me. It's just something to be aware of. So Greenskins do have Fated Unit, and they also have access to Spirit Leech, which also Von Karstein does. And Fated Unit is actually a very nice counter to cavalry. It can also work decent on trolls and other units, but I find that it seems to work, well, I say the cavalry, really any expensive infantry or cavalry unit that your opponent's going to throw at you, Fate of Buna is a very effective counter to that. Very effective. We'll have to wait and see if it gets patched or anything, but I mean, it is extremely effective. It only has a 22-second cooldown time, and Spirit Leech is only a 10-second cooldown time. Now, that said, there are some very other useful magic spells that the Greenskins have access to. One of my favorites is this, where is it? It's the Curse of the Gork'll Fix It. Now, that's hilarious. Itchy Nuisance. Wow, that's nice, too. These guys have a lot of hexes, and some of them are brutal. It's this one right here, Curse of the Bad Moon. Not only is it a vortex that does damage, it is also going to take 34 melee attack, 15 armor off, and it's going to last for 22 seconds. That is just nasty. This Curse of the Bad Moon is a nasty, nasty spell, and it can really help you out as the Greenskins. I mean, for instance, I could have dropped one Doom Diver here since I didn't get to use him a ton anyway, and I could have put this Night Goblin Shaman here, and he could have really messed up the vampire units in the area of that Curse of the Bad Moon, and it would have helped my orcs put some pretty serious beating on him. So, I mean, that's just another example of things you can do. So, anyway, hope you all enjoyed this one. Leave your thoughts in the comments. HeirofCarthage signing out for now.